Uh, okay, everybody. Spiritual healing. Oh man, so many crazy things have happened lately. Um, Today starts. Oh wow, today is like gonna be epic. Already is. But I'm up on I think George W. Disney hiking trail in Dalton, Georgia, outside Dalton, Georgia, and that's where all the pictures and videos and stuff come from. But I got to this point where there's a drop, but wow, there's a drop. But oh my goodness, face your fears, live, and welcome to my elemental dance, or my spiritual qigong, or my yo chi, or whatever you want to call it. I've been developing this over weeks and months, and I didn't even know it. But it all came together yesterday in the tub in a hotel room with a candle that was given to me by a very gifted spiritual woman. And more amazing transformation has happened. But check out my elemental dance. Uh, I tie in the four elements, and Frozen 2 gave me an idea that the fifth element, which many consider ether or space or life force energy, Reiki energy, or the interconnectedness that connects us all together, because we are all connected. But so this spiritual, like, therapeutic, enlightening dance um, came to me, and it all came together. But I hope you like it, and I will try to explain the elements as I'm doing them, and the fifth element that I mentioned, in Frozen 2. I won't ruin it for anybody, but from what I've seen, it's called the Winter Awakening for a reason, and it's very impressive. I stifled some crying a couple times during the movie, and I went to go watch it again the other night, but my bodily functions had a different story for me because I was cleansing. But yeah, so this dance came from that. So elemental dance, spiritual dance, whatever you want to call it. These are the elements, and I'm doing it on this epic rock drop. Oh, here we go. So, you always give it to God with an attitude of gratitude. Heart center, get your intention set, whatever your intention is, to let pain go, to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful place, enjoy nature, enjoy whatever you're doing, avoid toxic people or whatever. Just whatever you're doing, do it with intention, because it will change your life. I never intended for the bad things to happen, but they did. So I'm very sorry for that. I have forgiven myself and forgiven everybody else, and asked for forgiveness from everybody else. And if I have hurt you in any way, intentionally or unintentionally, I am so sorry. And I've found peace in my heart with that, and I hope you can too. Unconditional love to everybody. This is the elemental dance. So I don't always start with the same element, but a lot of times it's air or wind, and it goes a little something like this. And you can feel the interconnectedness when you do this. If you're in touch with your Reiki energy, and you just sway back and forth, and you try to move as many joints as you can. Just feel the flow, and it'll be different for everybody. You can do your own little thing. It's just like yoga, you know, whatever comes to you. Like, this just came to me because it's like swaying. It's the infinity sign. Oh man, the infinity signs just light my hands up. But Oh, and the infinity signs have been speaking to me big time. And turns out, Jen Green, my new psychic mentor, um, showed me that it's in my signature, and it has been for years. And I always, wow, I always wondered why I put it in there. I didn't even know it was in there, but I always wondered what that loop was for. Wow. And people always gave me crap for my signature because they were like, that doesn't even look like your name. All you can see is B and pretty much the infinity sign. B, infinity. Just B for infinity. Oh my God. All these revelations come to me when I'm doing this stuff. You clear your mind, you get in the flow, and things just come to you. Your spirit guides and archangels and angels just speak to you. Okay, so that's wind. You can do it however you want. You know, just be free with it. Just, you can wave your arms all over, move your body different ways, whatever feels good for you. You can move your feet. I like staying grounded. I always have. I felt weird on the dance floor because I wasn't lifting my feet, but I didn't want to. You know, I felt like I had to, so I would, and then I felt awkward because I was doing it because I was leaving the ground and leaving my, my sanctuary, the connection with the earth. But I digress. So that's wind or air. So let's go into water. This is one of my favorites because I can do it wherever, and like I added in the lower body part, but the water mill, churning energy. You know, I'm pulling up water out of the wherever the water's at. You know, water is life, or should be at least 70% water. You know, keep taking water in. You can't have too much water unless it's bad water. But you can, your body will eject the water, but it will use what it can, and you will transform your life if you keep your energy up. But yeah, you just flow the water, and flow it like, just imagine it like coming out of the water and flowing up over the top of you, and I'll even change it up and like just splash the water all over me, so it like covers every like inch of my body, like I'm just drenched in this spiritual water. And yes, so that's water. The main thing is just pulling the water out and putting it on you, anointing yourself with this God's water, this holy water, the oceans make the planet go. So take care of the water. And as my good buddy Olaf says, water has memory. Oh man, and it does. Just look it up. But anyway, so that's water. Next thing, earth. So what I've done recently is I actually added earth to it. So you go down and you just dig into earth, and whatever you grab, you just, oh yes. And if you don't mind getting your clothes dirty, I even like would bring it up my body. Like if I was outside in my shorts at like the beach or something and I was doing it, I would totally just get all up in that and just cover myself in earth. Oh, and it's just touching the earth, just digging your hands in it, gardening, any of that stuff. That's all just nourishment for the soul. Oh, it's so healing. Just do it. So that's the earth one. You just bring it up, and that's the same way. You can like, just like the water, you can like just throw it all over you. You can change the thing. Like I'll put my feet together and I'll just go, and it'll be like oh, thank you God. I feel the sun, and it's like, oh. And I forget the guy's name. I love the guy's accent. It's an African guy, but he's always talking about breathe in that good ass prana, man, and just be love, unconditional love. That's my mantra. Just send love everywhere. And when I'm driving, I'll be like sending out love. Be like, I pass people on the road, I'm like, I love you. I don't care who they are. And I had to condition myself with that. I had to be like, oh, let me, like, I'm gonna like judge that person by their appearance, by what they're wearing, by what they're drinking or eating or saying or doing. And oh, I look back at my life and I'm like, how did I give into that programming? It went against everything that my soul knew, and yet I went along with the program and I was excelling at it. You know, I was doing the job thing. You know, I did the college thing and did the, you know, 6-figure thing, and it never felt right. Even when I was making 6 figures, you know, most people didn't know it because I didn't go around bragging about it, but close people knew, just because of, you know, they can look at my salaries online. But I was so broken I couldn't do that job anymore. It wasn't in me to do it in the first place, you know. But the Navy blessed me. Actually, God blessed me my whole life, and I never had true faith until recently, you know, until this year. But yeah, I'm getting off on spiritual tangents here. It's just stuff coming to me, and it's just spilling out, and it's all love. It's all unconditional love. Oh my goodness. So yes, so I had to train myself to look at people with unconditional love, everything. And my problem, as a lot of people call it, with rocks. I have many, but what got me into that was getting out into nature and healing that way. And I figured out, wow, that's where I belong, is in nature. And this is what, oh, it feels so amazing. You have to get out. You have to get away from buildings and dorms and hotels and places where you're jammed on top of and next to and around, and cubicles and all this stuff, when you're around all these people with all their energies, and it just saps you. You need to get out into nature, whether it's just going out on your back porch or whatever, you know. That's one of the biggest things about smoke breaks, which, don't get me started on smoking. Stop poisoning yourself, please. But yes, just just be responsible with this God-given vessel for our soul. You know, respect it, learn to love it, and if you can learn to love yourself, you know, you look past all your flaws. You know, one of the reasons I've been able to heal so much, and people are like, you know, people I've come in contact with that are experts in the areas are all wondering how I made this transformation so fast, and it's because I was put through hell, and I gladly threw myself back into hell multiple times doing the wrong thing. And I knew it was wrong at the time, and I did them anyway. And then I would beat myself up about it and be like, oh, why did you do that? How could you do that? And it would hurt my soul. So I would be like, beat the living crap out of myself so bad that nobody could touch me. Nobody could inflict the kind of pain that I inflicted on myself. And when they got close to doing that, that's when my medical intuition would kick in and be like, give me all these weird illnesses, you know. Chuck Collier. I love you, brother. Yeah, I was a broken man, dude. I had no idea how broken I was. And you did everything in your power to help fix me, and you did a great job, dude. You are an amazing soul, and I'm sorry that the conflict with the whole, you know, my weird ass illnesses, and, you know, me being able to like play video games and escape reality. You know, I know that looked horrible, but that's exactly what it was, and now I can see that. And I didn't see it then, but, you know, that was my escape. That was my release. You know, we're on a submarine. We're on submarines. You can't go anywhere. You can't hide, you can't run, you can't release your pain. And I couldn't release my pain anyway because my perceived beliefs that men don't cry and shut up and stop crying and stop moving, stop fidgeting, stop making those noises, you're annoying, get away from me, all those things that I heard all my childhood, and then learned from them, and learned that if I wanted to be around people, I had to conform to their standards, to this, pardon my French, but this fucked up society where the wrong people had the money and made the laws and the rules and the regulations and everything, and steered us down this dark, dark path and hid our abilities and forced Native Americans to stop doing their ceremonies and carrying on their traditions that are so healing and so just transformational. If you haven't been to a powwow, I went to my first one this year, and I'm going back many, many times. I know my soul's been Native before, and it's always resonated with me, and I just love it. And that's where like a lot of my movements come from. It's like I can picture myself doing the I can do like picture myself dancing around a fire, dancing around in the hut or sweat lodge or all this stuff. Oh, I want to do all that stuff. But anyway, it opened me up to all this stuff, and it just the pain that I held inside spilled out onto everybody else, and I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anybody. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life making it up to God and the universe and every one of you by spreading nothing but unconditional love. And if you ever catch me spreading anything but unconditional love, call me on it, please. I call myself on it all the time. I catch myself doing it, and it's like, I am getting better, God. I am getting better. So the Reiki principles. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Oh, gratitude. Just for today, I will be honest. And just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. If I catch myself stepping out of line with any of those, I repeat them again. And maybe multiple times until I know it sinks in and be like, okay, my intention is to go forward and not do any of those things again. And when I catch myself, I'll call myself on it. We're human, we mess up, that's part of the game. But if we can process it when it happens, learn from it, grow, and let that go, our vibrations just raise. And when our vibrations raise, everything else falls away. All the negative falls away. It has no choice but to fall away, because you are vibrating at such a high frequency that the negativity just falls away. And the persistent negativity that might be family, might be your best friend, might be whatever, but that stuff, you just have to like step back and say, you know what, I don't know what had just happened, but let's deal with this. Snap out of it and clear that energy, and just start over and be like, how can we learn from that and heal, and grow, and some relationships aren't meant to go forever. I've learned that the hard way, big time, and tried to hold on to some of them too hard, and I forced things that shouldn't have been forced, and bad things happen because of it. Some great things, but I truly believe everything happens for a reason. I was super, super, super stubborn. I don't know too many people that are more stubborn, other than my dad. And and some of my family come from a long line of stubborn. But we can let that stuff go and heal and unite. Unity. Okay, so we did wind. Sorry, I went way off tangent. We did wind. We did water. did earth. Fire. I'm a fire sign, Sagittarius. I didn't truly believe in astrology and all that stuff until recently, when all these retrogrades and Reiki and all this stuff came into my life. But fire has always been there. I love watching fire. I take pictures of fire and look images in it, and it's just so amazing. But if you just move like you're a flame, like you're just a flame and you're flickering, and you're just fluid movement, and just go with the flow and just let that shit go. Oh, it feels so good. Oh man. Yes, you can feel it like leaving you, the negative energy, as like smoke and the soot, that stained stuff if it gets too close, that nasty stuff. Yeah, just picture that stuff. Oh, I never thought of it that way before, but yeah, just think of that. Like, breathe in that good ass prana, man, and then like just feel it like fill your entire body with this violet flame of transmutation, they call it. And if any of these words resonate with you, just look those up, because that's your intuition saying, yes, that is transmutation. What is that? Or transformation, or just the other night, the emerald tablets, just crazy stuff. Just like, if you hear something and it's like, ooh, that's interesting, that sounds interesting, like it resonates with your soul, or it like sparks something in you, look that up or write it down. Always keep a notebook with you. I never did. I was always afraid to write stuff down, because if anybody found it, they would find my deep dark secrets and it would hurt them. And I didn't understand why then, but I do now. And now I keep notebooks everywhere, and I write stuff everywhere, because I don't care what people know anymore. What happened in the past, that wasn't me. That wasn't the me that I am now. So if you can't let go of the things that happened between us, I'm sorry, but you have to figure out how to forgive and ask for forgiveness, and move on. Because if you hold on to that stuff, it spills out onto people that did not cause the wounds. So you're walking around and you have all these wounds that you haven't healed from, and you're bleeding from them, and you come in contact with somebody, and you go and hug them, and then you get blood all over them, and your pain, they can feel that. A lot of them can. Like, you ever walk into a room and you're like, ugh, the heebie-jeebies, like, ugh, what is that? Get the chills, like, just, the energy is bad, like a fight just happened probably, or something, you just know something bad happened, and I'm like ultra sensitive to it, and always have been, and couldn't go in hospitals because all the illness and pain just like made me physically ill. And that's why I get now. And when I'm around somebody that's like in severe emotional pain, I sometimes I even like convulse, like, or I'll just start crying, and it's like, what is that? But it's these gifts that were dormant because I wasn't ready for them. And we all have them. We all have our own gifts, whether it's, many of my friends now that, they're psychic, they have clairvoyance or clairaudience, or, all these different things that I didn't understand. But the more I research them, the more I understand them, and the more I'm like, wow, I've had some of these things all my life and I had no idea. I thought they were medical symptoms. I thought I was going crazy. I was like, if I tell anybody this stuff, I'm going to end up in the loony bin. I'm going to be institutionalized, and I've been there. And those places help me heal a lot too. I've been very blessed with God putting me into places where earth angels help steer me in the right direction and save me from a lot of pain. They didn't save me from myself. I managed to inflict a lot of pain on myself and other people, and I'm sorry, that's not me anymore, and that never was me. That was the pain inside me escaping in really bad ways. And so if you have pain inside you, you have to let that stuff go in a constructive manner. Let it go in nature where that's what it's all for. It's we're all in a system, the circle of life. We bring each other up. All of our vibrations, rocks, everything, trees, everything has vibration. Plants that you consume, food that you consume has energy. So if you're putting food into you and all of a sudden you feel like you're bloated and you feel sick or you want to take a nap or all that stuff, those aren't good foods for you. The governments are poisoning us with preservatives and all this other crap, all these toxins they put into stuff. And don't get me started on the government. I'm sorry I go down that road. That's negative, and sorry, God. But just research the stuff. Eat high vibrational foods. Eat foods that resonate with your soul. That when you eat them, you're like, they might not taste the best at first, but once you realize what they do to your body and how they make you feel and the energy they give you and the things that you can accomplish with the right nutrients in you, you won't be able to keep consuming those things. It will automatically, just like I said, your vibrations come up and all that stuff goes away, because I can't drink alcohol anymore. I can't. It makes me sick. Like, one drink will give me a massive headache and like make my stomach feel weird, and it's like, yeah. And it did all my life, and I conditioned my body to accept it, and then I would throw up and black out and all those horrible things, because of alcohol. Alcohol is legal, and it kills, I don't even know how many people a year. I don't try to look that stuff up because it brings you down, and that's why I don't watch the news. I turn my back to TVs in restaurants if they have them. I try to tune them out. I'll put headphones in and listen to my own thing. I've learned to help tune that out and just focus on positive thoughts, because news is way too negative and just So get away from the cities, get out into nature, and heal. So what elements? So that was fire. So that's the 4, right? So what's left? Ether, space. Like, the universe is 99.999% space. Ether, the interconnectedness that we can't see, but it's there. And my view of what that is now is unconditional love. Unconditional love is what ties all the elements together. Universal love. And so with this dance, this part of the dance, this is what ties it all together. So I throw this shit everywhere. I throw unconditional love everywhere. I throw it all over the universe, and that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Just sending that stuff all over the universe. But yeah, just but you just take your heart center and just like explosions of unconditional love into the universe. Just I can feel that. Just into the earth, into the trees, into animals you see, into the ether, or this interconnectedness, this divine web that we live in. Every single one of us is connected. Just send that unconditional love out, and just the blessings and the people that flow into your life once you start doing this stuff, and the things that flow out, just like some stuff just flowed out of me. But yes, wow. But yeah, just send out unconditional love everywhere you go, and it will come back to you tenfold. And the things that have happened since I started this transformation are just incredible. I'm going to try to have dinner with Brianne tonight since I got into town early. And oh my god. Oh my god. To the people that I've loved the most in my life, I'm so sorry that my pain hurt you in any way. It was not my intention. Oh. And I promise, and if any of you know me and know the word promise, I don't use like definites. I didn't use definites very often because it's like limiting. Don't limit yourself. Don't give in to the societal norms. Don't give in to the programming. Listen to your heart. Listen to your gut. That's your intuition talking, you know. Your brain, your heart, your gut. You know, they say the three brains, the Trinity, threes, the power of threes, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 3 has always been my number. And then 7's, of course, because it's an angel number, and somehow I knew it, but it's like, I don't know if it's because it was lucky. Everybody considered it the lucky number, 777, you know, all these things that you hear throughout your life. But anyway, the number 37. This is the only thing that I consider a favorite now. I try not to have favorites of anything. I never did. You know, people would be like, oh, what's your favorite this, or what's your favorite that? And I'm like, I can't nail down a favorite, because depending on how I feel at any given time or any given second, my favorite changes, you know? Like, if